Is it your goal to become a homeowner in the next 2 years and you're planning on getting a mortgage, but you're not really sure how to start preparing for it? Well, then you've come to the right place. Hi, my name is Shireen. I'm a realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I wanted to talk to you about what lenders look for when extending a loan out to their customers. So you'll have an idea of what to prepare for ahead of time. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to distinguish between your needs and your wants. You want to write down things like the square footage, the number of beds, baths, areas that you want to consider, the style of the home, price. You want a garage, a yard, amenities, things like that. And make a line in between and put down, for example, I have here as far as square footage goes, my minimum would be 1600. So that is a need that I would, require. But I do want 2000. Now, if you come across a home that has all the things that you want, as long as it has 1600 square feet, you're good. Same thing with the number of beds, baths, etc. So this could act like as your guide in your blueprint or when you go out and start searching for a home. So that is what you want to consider first. Write down your home needs and wants. Now, on to lender financing requirements. And we're going to start with the down payment and closing costs. So you're going to have different mortgage type loans, such as your FHA, your VA, and your USDA. These are government-backed loans. And you have your conventional, which is a non-government backed loan. For FHA, as of right now, they require 3.5% down payment. And they do have mortgage insurance monthly as well. So keep that in mind. For VA, you have 0% down with no monthly insurance. So for FHA, almost anyone can apply for this loan. For VA, that is for veterans, active military, retired, and surviving spouses. For USDA, these are more geared toward rural areas, and they also have 0% down payment, but they do have monthly mortgage insurance. For conventional is a non-government backed loan, and everyone thinks that you have to have 20% down for conventional, but that's not the case. They do have different options, such as 3%, 3.5, 5, 10, and 20% down. You will, however, have private mortgage insurance if you put anything less than 20% down. And once you do reach that 20% equity in your home, then the private mortgage insurance will drop off. For closing costs, that can range, but typically it is between 2 to 5% of the purchase price. Now, on to debt to income ratio, DTI. And debt to income ratio is basically the lenders will look at the total amount of debt that you have going out each month versus the total gross income you have coming in each month. And each mortgage program has their own requirements for debt to income. For example, FHA has, as of right now, 43% debt to income ratio. VA is at 41, USDA is also at 41, and conventional is at 43. And when I say debt, I am talking about things like your credit card debt, car payments, rent, child support, alimony, any type of loan, things like that. They do not consider things like electric bill, gas bill, or cell phone, things like that. They don't take that type of debt into account. And what they do is they take your total monthly debt obligation and they divide that number with your total gross monthly income times 100, and it gives them that percentage. So if you're looking to lower your debt to income ratio, you want to take a look at all your debts and see what you can reduce in terms of credit cards and things like that. And you'll take that number and you're going to divide it by your total gross monthly income, multiply that by 100, and you want to try to stay within this range here. Okay, next we have your credit score. And obviously lenders are going to take a look at your credit score and see where you are in terms of credit. And each type of mortgage loan has their own credit score requirements. For example, FHA, as of today, the minimum credit score that they accept is 580, and that's to get the maximum amount of financing. If you have less than 580, they can go as low as 500 to 579, but you would have to put down 10% versus the minimum 3.5% that they require. For VA, the VA does not make, they do not make loans. You would have to go to a VA approved lender, and these lenders will have their own requirements as far as credit score goes. For USDA, as of now, is at 640. Conventional is 620 and above. And just keep in mind, lenders will check your FICO score. Next up, we have job stability. So lenders want to know how long you've been on your job, and they have different requirements as far as the type of income that you are receiving. For example, for full-time W-2 employees, they want to see 2 years minimum. So you would be providing pay stubs as far as employment verification. And for part-time W-2, they also want 2 years minimum. So if you're thinking of getting a part-time job to assist you in qualifying for a mortgage, you would probably want to start that process sooner than later. And all of this, obviously, you want to speak to a lender and just get all of their specific requirements. These are just the general requirements that lenders are looking for. If you are self-employed, meaning you are getting paid 1099, they look for 2 years worth of taxes minimum. Plus, they want to see a profit and loss statement. So if you are an independent contractor, you want to have at least 2 years of taxes before you want to apply for a loan, and you want to have a profit and loss statement. And lastly, we have assets. So this is not a necessarily mandatory thing. It is definitely beneficial to have assets, and lenders will look for things like your savings account, retirement account, Roth IRAs, things like that, stocks, bonds, and definitely anything of value that you may consider and they may consider as well. So there you have it, everyone. This was just a quick breakdown of what lenders are looking for when extending a loan out to you, so you can be prepared ahead of time to meet those requirements and won't be blindsided when you decide to go ahead and purchase a home. Knowledge is power, and I hope that this helped you guys in some way, shape, or form. And my email will be in the description below. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Shireen. I'm a real estate agent here in Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.